Have you ever woken up after a full 9 hours of sleep, yet your body feels heavy and depleted, as if you'd been hauling massive boulders all through the night? Or perhaps right now, as the clock strikes 3 o'clock a.m., you are wide-eyed in the dark, staring at the ceiling and falling into an endless spiral of overthinking. You start uselessly berating yourself, dissecting every tiny detail of a conversation from this morning, or torturing yourself over an awkward comment you made back in 2009. You look at your phone, see a message from someone who always drains your energy, and instead of replying, you just tiredly swipe it away. Society looks at these behaviors and often slaps on labels full of prejudice. They call you anxious, claim you're too sensitive or too emotional, or judge your internal struggle as a sign of weakness and inadequacy. They tell you to just take a deep breath, think positive, and go to sleep. But the truth is, they are lying to you. That turmoil and restlessness aren't weakness at all. In reality, you are a deeply empathetic individual, a highly intelligent protector who is constantly on high alert. You aren't suffering because your nervous system is broken. You're suffering because it is running an incredibly complex defense mechanism, the invisible third shift. You aren't exhausted because you're lazy or unmotivated. You're exhausted because your brain is working a third shift, a form of invisible, ruthless cognitive labor. Your high IQ and high AQ brain never truly rests. It is constantly engaged in what psychology calls pre-processing every possible threat. You aren't just living your own life, you are constantly running background simulations to manage the risks for everyone around you. Like a powerful supercomputer forced to keep 50 hidden tabs open at once, your mind is working frantically. You predict what will make your partner angry tomorrow. You anticipate what your children or colleagues will need before they even open their mouths. And you foresee exactly which workplace process will collapse if you don't intervene immediately. When you have to constantly switch between living your life and managing the hidden crises of others, your attention never fully leaves the problem. Psychology calls this attentional residue. The thick cognitive residue from those 50 background tabs completely drains your brain's bandwidth, keeping the mental engine idling and refusing to shut down at 3 o'clock a.m. The emotional thermostat. To better understand this brutal drain, look at Maya's story. Maya goes on a trip with a group of friends. Everyone is having a great time, but by the third day, Maya is inexplicably depleted. She feels guilty, thinking she's ruining the fun vibe for the group. But the truth is, Maya wasn't on vacation, Maya was working. She was constantly monitoring everyone's micro-expressions, ensuring no one felt left out, and suppressing her own need for quiet because her nervous system was stuck in survival mode. If Maya's story feels like a mirror image of yourself, it's because you don't just walk into a room, you are the thermostat. You constantly read the emotional temperature of everyone around you and adjust yourself just to keep the room from catching fire. You swallow your own needs and put on a brave face to ensure you never become a burden to anyone. Acting as a constant thermostat carries a heavy cognitive tax, silently siphoning away your neural resources. The survival blueprint. Why is your brain programmed to be such a hardworking thermostat? It all stems from a survival mechanism. You possess a mind that once had to predict the unpredictable during childhood just to stay safe. Perhaps you grew up with the wounds of a criticized child walking on eggshells around volatile, irritable, and unpredictable adults. You came to believe, if I keep everyone happy and stay quiet, I'll be safe. Times, or perhaps you carry the weight of a parentified child. You had to grow up too fast to care for emotionally immature parents, leading you to believe you only have value when you are useful. Inside you is like a haunted house. You've locked all those painful memories deep in the basement. But the ghosts still live in your nervous system, rattling the pipes whenever someone gets too close. You've spent so much time turning into a chameleon, blending into whatever color others need from you, that when you look in the mirror, you don't even know what your original color is anymore. The weight of peace. The cruelest, most painful part of this invisible labor called pre-processing is that no one sees it. No one sees how hard you are working because you extinguish every disaster before it even happens. There is no physical evidence of your hard work. No one says thank you. And you certainly don't get a trophy for a catastrophe that never occurred. It just runs in the background, slowly eroding your nervous system. You are collapsing from the inside out, not because you are weak, but because your system has run out of resources from carrying the weight of a world that isn't even yours. The armor you carefully forged to survive the battlefield of your childhood is now crushing you in times of peace. It's time to face the truth. You don't need to be the world's problem solver anymore. You don't need to predict every risk to be safe. Give your brilliant, empathetic, but exhausted brain the right to shut down. Close those 50 background tabs and lay down your heavy armor. If you see your own reflection in this, awake at 3 o'clock a.m. with a flashing red nervous system, I want you to claim your liberation right now. Drop your burden and tell yourself, my brain never stops. You are safe now. Give yourself permission to rest.